let's start with the monitor audio. How did you get on with the golds?
Yeah, so they were I was really interested in those ones because of the tweeter design. So they use a ribbon tweeter in the Gold series, which is quite a bit different than what I've got in my reference setup. So I've got some Crix 45s on the side with soft dome, and then I've got some aluminum tweeters in the front that are definitive technology. So and I knew I've got some near field Atom speakers that I do for sometimes when I like to pretend to be a DJ. And they've got a ribbon tweeter in them. So I kind of had an idea of what they were going to do with like a depth of sound stage. And this is something that I try to start all my reviews. So if you go and check out the review I posted, I try and do a measurement, just a quick sweep, nothing special, just to give you guys an idea of what I'm hearing when I'm trying to talk about it. But that's something that's very hard to show in a measurement, the depth of field that you get out of these things. And that's what I thought was amazing. So traditionally, I've got these DefTech bipolar towers, which, they got a speaker in the back of them that fires backwards and forwards to create this big sound stage. So I'm quite used to that. But on these golds, that ribbon tweeter pretty much emulated that without creating all the negative things of a bipolar, bouncing it all off all your walls. So that was cool. And then aesthetically, talk about life acceptance factor. I mean, that thing, I wasn't joking in the review when I said you could set that next to a piano. That ebony finish on those I thought was really nice. And then I think more importantly, the Anthra Sub, because I know that some of the reviewers had made some comments on it after I posted about like the W series being a bit weak in that. But the Anthras were essentially they use the C-Cam driver. It's just a bigger version than what they've got on the towers. So it's just, but there's something I probably should have taken a photo of, but the cone on that. So for those of you that know like Pro Listen, where you got that checkered pattern, and then you've got in the Bowers that we'll get to the continuum cone, which has its own little effect. These C-Cam ones, it's like these really little honeycomb looking things. It's almost, I don't even know how to describe it, but it almost gets you in a little bit of a, like if you look too close at it, you just want to play with the light a bit. So I obsessed with that for about 5 minutes before I even turned the things on. But what I found most impressive about that sub, which maybe didn't show through in the review enough, was they've got this app, which normally apps are, I don't know, take it or leave it depending on how useful they are. But this one, if you look at the difference that you could do with the EQ, I mean, I literally only took 10 minutes and got what I would consider almost similar results to if I would have used my mini DSP to try and get there. But the difference is the ease of use of that app. That probably took, like I said, it was 10 minutes when I could have easily dropped 2 hours into trying to do the same thing with the mini DSP. So for somebody who's not as much of an enthusiast on the detailed, turning the knobs, like Ed was saying, if it's got a knob, you want to turn it. If you're not that type of person, but you still want to have some configurability, that app gave a tremendous amount of that. And I thought that was really good, a really good thing to see in that. Granted, the price point on that Anthra, I think some people probably walked away after they saw the price of it, but you could see where some of that money was going just in the app investment alone.
There's an argument as well that Monitor Audio, there's nothing to be gained from a brand like Monitor Audio trying to out SVS. If you're going to go to the effort of producing your subwoofers in-house, they have to have a USP of their own, and this strikes me as a perfectly sensible one. If it's going to facilitate, I was about to say normal people, but normal people wouldn't buy them in the first place. If it's going to facilitate the less than totally committed owner getting more than respectable performance out of it, that's the exploitable niche, and it makes perfect sense.
I totally agree. Totally agree. And as far as the performance of the thing, I mean, I had it my room's quite large. So it is, I mean, a 10 is probably unfair to put in that room, but it worked quite well. And it never, because with any new subwoofer, and obviously it was one of my first ones to really take a crack at. So I did all the normal torture tests to it, where you throw on Oblivion and the other Tom Cruise film where it goes down to stupid low in the beginning and all that kind of stuff, and the eye-opening scene and all those in Blade Runner 2049. And I was surprised at how well the sub reacted to that. Never overextended, never made any weird noises. There's never any weird resonances or like bloated feeling. I don't know. I like to compare subwoofers to like slamming a car door. You can kind of tell the quality of them. So like if you slam a Astra door compared to if you slam a BMW door, you just kind of know the quality in the build just by how it sounds when it makes that thud. It was kind of this way without that subwoofer, I'd say.
Excellent. So if anybody wants to get more in depth, obviously Matt's review is up there for the Monitor Gold, Audio Gold, speakers and the new sub. So go and have look at that and check that out.